Welcome back to Half Moon's Picks, week 2 in the NFL, and I am back once again. Last week, my video picks, not so bad. I went 3 of 4 of 7 picks overall. 2 and 2 my video picks, 0 and 1 my SBR, and 1 and 1 on my Twitter. It's a slow start. Some games, some teams didn't live up to expectations in preseason, so I was disappointed myself, especially when you get money on the line. Like if you don't have a sports book, check out Bovada, link in the description, sign up bonus. Use me as a referral. It's all set, ready to go. Just click it. All you need is a Visa and you're betting on the games. They have a great casino as well, and that's why I use them in the downtime or off season. I play a little NBA games in the off season as well. So let's go over last week's picks. I told you my upset pick was the New York Jets. They did hang with them most of the game. Failed short at the end. Buffalo's defense running actually did really well, better than expected. Jacksonville did cover that 5 points. Congrats to them. As I said, Houston's offense is horrible. They played Cincinnati. That was this close picking Cincinnati, but Cincinnati offense is not doing so well either. Back to the picks. The second one I told you to pick was Atlanta -7. Chicago, last minute score at the end, almost came back and beat them. Last week I told you, I said Atlanta, the only way I could see is losing it in the fourth quarter, and they like this close. It was the Bears, man. You know what the heck? My first pick was Carolina -6. They bombarded San Francisco. That was my bet of the week. Excellent there. My SBR pick, I told you to pick Pittsburgh -9, and the Browns, they're airballing it. Like I said, they would just airball it. When they play these lesser teams, they just airball. Hey, just go out for a bomb. You know, that's what we're gonna do, and that's what they did. You know, so Browns scored last minute touchdown at the end of the game to cover the spread. So Pittsburgh didn't cover. In my Twitter, I told you to pick the Carolina San Francisco. That was my game of the week. The under, that covered, and New Orleans, which I thought they'd be able to keep up, lost by 10 against Minnesota. So New Orleans defense, not as good as they were in preseason, that's for sure. So let's get away with the week 1 and start getting these stats up and start with week 2. My fourth pick of the week, we got Minnesota traveling to Pittsburgh. Minnesota is a 7-point underdog, and this is my underdog pick of the week. Basically, Bradford was on fire against New Orleans. I watched that game, spot on all the way. But he is going to be playing outdoors against Pittsburgh, a stronger, more defense than New Orleans, that's for sure. But their defense looked just as tight, so I think this is going to be a close game. There's no really history between the two. The last time they played, Minnesota did win 34-27, but that was in London. And the time before that was like 2009. So I think this is I mean, if Bradford plays as good as he did Monday night, I expect this to be a real close-knit game. Pittsburgh beating Cleveland. Can't really show signs of what's going on because they're just airballing it. I expect this to be a 4-point lesser game on either side, so I'm taking Minnesota +7. My third pick of the week, we got Seattle at home against San Francisco. Seattle is a 12-point favorite. This is run down the last 6 years' scores between these two teams in Seattle. Got 42-13, 29-3, 23-17, 17-7, and that's the closest one, 10 points, and 29-13, and 37-18. 5 of those 6 games will be covered by this spread. With San Francisco being a rebuild year, I'm not expecting to San Francisco to keep this close. They only scored 3 points last week against Carolina at home, as it was 23-3. They looked god-awful. So I'm taking Seattle to bounce back off their loss in Green Bay, come back home, and stomp on the 49ers. So pick Seattle -12. My second pick of the week, we got Baltimore at home hosting the Cleveland Browns. Baltimore is a 7.5 point favorite, and they just shut down Cincinnati like they were nothing. The Baltimore Ravens won that game 30-0. Their defense ranked up 5 sacks, 4 interceptions, and a fumble. I would expect Cleveland to do much better against that defense, as last year Baltimore won 28-7. Covered that spread, that 7.5 points, like nothing. So I expect another win by the Baltimore Ravens to make them 2-0 this season. So take Baltimore -7.5. And my number 1 pick of the week, we got the New England Patriots traveling to the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints defense wasn't expected. Their defense, they said they were the top 3 ranked defense in preseason this season. So I expected them to do well. Oh, they were awful as Sam Bradford just lit them up. I expect Tom Brady to be mad from the loss against Kansas City on Thursday night, having the extra rest period, and just spanking the New Orleans Saints. Now, the last time the Patriots lost, especially they did with Kansas City back in 2014. They lost 41-14. The following 2 games, they lit up Cincinnati 43-17 and Buffalo 37-22. So I expect them to be on charge, as Tom Brady's going to be super ticked off. Now, New Orleans Saints, the last 2 season wins 0-3, and the season before that 0-2. So they're not a great season opening team. They'll catch back up later in the season, maybe. So I'm taking the New England Patriots -4.5. Well, that's it for week 2. Thanks for stopping by. I got over 200 new subscribers this week. That's all-time high for me. I got the second most watched video in the last 5 years I've been doing this. And I want to thank you again. Thank you for leaving your comments. They are great as well. I try to answer all of them, but it's getting to be a lot. So I try to do the best I can. If you got any new ideas, just bring them to the table. I heard a few already, which I might bring start next season, do a college channel. Don't know yet. We'll see how that works out. Also, my SBR video will be posted on my YouTube channel here, in case you don't see it on their Facebook channel or their Twitter, just to make sure you don't miss any. All right, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Peace.